In this my 13th pearl of wisdom during this COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic environment, where restrictions are beginning to ease, as many of us come out of sheltering in place during a mandatory lockdown to salvage whatever is left of our livelihoods, I find it necessary to remind us all that we have one important thing from which we can build. It is simply called life, which comes with a measure of good health. I am not convinced that we have been as free and clear as our limited official efforts would like us to believe. What I can say is that without hard evidence, the many of us who suspect that COVID-19 has been here long before the actual alarm bells were sounded and may very well be to blame for a number of deaths which the jury has been out on from December to March, resulting from lung defects, strokes, pneumonia, and other extreme flu-like symptoms. One thing the majority of us must say is that we are indeed strong people to have withstood the rigors of this pandemic, coupled with the swift and strict action of our health and security authorities. For the most part, our self-discipline accounts for something in this situation also. Having said that though, it is incumbent on us all to realize that the time of reckoning has come for us to pick up the pieces and rally together to build back our lives stronger while focusing on a generally healthy lifestyle to include eating what we grow and growing what we eat, daily exercise, consumption of lots of water, which all build our immune system so that we can buckle down to some real meaningful work through increased productivity to get back to where we were with a view to surpassing it in a reasonable time frame as is humanly possible. Again, we must understand that patience and added sacrifice must be the order of the day. According to Sun Tzu, in the midst of chaos there is also opportunity. I am so pleased with the number of progressive young people who are seeing the opportunities and have started to act on them. This post-COVID-19 period calls for imagination and innovation on our part to be able to provide a stronger personal and collective platform so we can weather whatever is on the horizon of a similar catastrophic nature. Let's not forget that we are in the hurricane season and therefore we must do all we can to prepare adequately in order to protect life and limb in the event that one of these killer storms that are forecast for this very active season were to visit us. This year has shown us thus far that we need to become barrier breakers by simply setting a new standard. Romans 12:2 speaks loudly to us when it says, "Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let the Master transform us into new people by changing the way we think." So often we let our environment, how we were raised and other people's expectations of us, set limits for our life. We adapt to what's around us. It is scientifically proved that if we take an oak tree seed and plant it in a 2-foot pot, the oak tree will never become what it was created to be if we leave it in that pot. Not because there's something wrong with the seed, but rather because of the restricted environment it is in. It is so easy to just fit in and be like everyone else. But the creator of the universe did not create any of us to be average and to fit in. We were created to stand out, to go beyond the norm, and to leave our mark on this generation. We each have seeds of greatness on the inside. We are supposed to go further than the people who raised us and set new standards. We may congregate in environments where others have addictions, low self-esteem and low confidence, depression, and even abject poverty. We can't stop that, But here's the key. Don't let that become normal in your thinking. If we accept that as who we are, it will keep us from our destiny. We need to change our environment, and in many cases, the people we hang around. If you cannot change the people, then change the people you associate with. The scripture that lots of us love to quote from the Bible that we love to tote speaks of how we are in the world. We may be in a limited environment, but we don't have to be of it. We must not allow that environment to get in us. If we see struggle, lack, and poverty long enough, our mind can become conditioned to thinking, this is who I am. I'll never have enough. Others who have will always have more than me. I will always have to work for people. That's where you are currently, but that's not who you are. That may be what's been normal for you. The good news is, you can be a barrier breaker starting with this 2020 decade. You have the power, the favor, and the talent, and of course the ability to break out and go further. Sometimes people will try to put us in a box. They'll tell us things like, you can't start that business. You'll never afford a nice place to live. You'll never get well. You will never meet the right person. Because their thinking is limited, they'll try to put their limitations on you. You'll have to put your foot down and say, I refuse to be just average and stay mediocre. I refuse to barely get by. I know that I am a barrier breaker. I am going to set a new standard. A supernatural being, after all, breathed life into each and every one of us. We are called to the head and not to the tail. So don't surrender your mind to the conditioning for mediocrity. Don't let anything change who you really are, for you are a child of the Most High. With that kind of positive thinking, you can claim victory over your battering from the lockdown and start to rebuild from the ashes. Having charged you with that realization, you must accept that you are blessed to be alive and well, having navigated through COVID-19 safely. Go out willingly and with a positive mind to contribute meaningfully to where you work. In case you are not aware, you have two resources that you trade on a daily basis that are integral to the value you bring to your place of work and of course your personal life. Simply put, they are your time and your initiative. You cannot afford to become complacent. To maintain and even improve your personal standards, you need to be reminded that only a commitment to excellence will set you apart. It was Frank Sinatra who said, the best form of revenge is massive success. Go out, do your thing to succeed on your journey of life, integrating excellence in everything you do, and you surely will be set apart as a barrier breaker to your unlimited possibilities.